Welcome back. We're still on iBrandTV's Business Breakfast. And we move now. Recently, analysts have maintained the position that the Nigerian Naira is relatively overvalued, saying the monetary authority is merely postponing the inevitable devaluation of the local currency. In the foreign exchange market, the Naira has held steadily against the United States dollars after spurious demand that hit the system hard and fast following the decision to redesign the local currency. Forces of demand, which appear to be stronger than supply in the local FS market, have resulted in self-devaluation of the local currency. Depreciation has affected the local economy as some listed companies' exposures worsened. FX losses continue to reduce companies' profitability, thus reducing tax payments to the government. Recently, the Bank of America noted that while the Naira will come under increasing pressure due to limited government external borrowing, devaluation is unlikely to happen until after the February 2023 presidential election. Regardless of this, many analysts believe that this remains hanging over our head. So the question bodes, is the Naira heading for devaluation? To help us put this in perspective, we're joined by Kashimo Garba Kurfi, the MD CEO, APT Securities and Funds Limited. Good morning, Kashimo.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, we kick it off with a very straight arrow question. Due to the current realities, is the Naira heading for devaluation?
Well, the reality, yes. And in terms of Naira-dollar exchange, we can say whatever goes up doesn't come down. And it has been the tradition, because if you go back to 1980, when we exchanged a dollar in less than 1 Naira, today, officially we are exchanging dollar by over 440 for a dollar. So even if you assume that in 1980 a dollar is 1 Naira, today is 440, you will say that in our last 42 years, the Naira devalue in a simple arithmetic of 10% per annum. Because if you take 10 times 42, you will get 420. So now we are talking 445.
Okay, please continue.
So what we are saying, on year-to-year basis, we are losing a minimum of 10% on our currency, on official rate. But you know, on the other side, the Naira devalue even worse than that, or even 2 times of what the official rate is all about. And this is all about the Naira, but it is no doubt that it will continue to devalue because we don't have enough, and our demand for the foreign goods are very, very high.
All right. Now, it is inevitable, according to all the metrics that we've looked at, that the Naira will weaken further next year due to the realities on ground. So now, looking at this, what preparations to all the stakeholders, that CBN, consumers, banks, what should they be putting in place at the moment?
Well, you see, the situation on the ground has already propelled speculators, because the exchange of the Naira rushed many speculators to go into the dollar. So we wait to see after the exchange of the Naira how cash will be available. If there is much cash available, the devaluation will continue. But definitely, so when the cash is scarce, the price will come down. And that was the argument of the federal government and the Central Bank of Nigeria. We wait to see how it will work. But one thing is certain to all of us, that the demand for the foreign goods is infinite. We demand for everything outside the country, and that what will weaken our currency. If we were a producer and we produce more, our currency will be stronger enough and better. But we are not. You look at it right from your shoe to your cap, everything is important. Your food, baby food, clothes, furniture, equipment, everything. And with this kind of attitude, there is nothing more.
Hello, Kashimo.
We hope that our demand for the foreign goods will subside, and we hope that our local industry will be able to pick up our yearning. If this happens, I can assure you the Naira value will change. It happened to China, it happened to many other countries.
Okay. Well, one thing that the central bank has done, that it has maintained its stance not to devalue the Naira, though occasionally it allows the market to do that. But as we are seeing things now, the market cannot help it. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, the truth of the matter, we can understand why the CBN doesn't want to devalue the Naira. They have to protect their Naira. But the truth of the matter is their policy also encourages this. You take about 44 items, you ban them from releasing dollar to them. And these 44 items, we don't have substitute to them.
Yes.
So what do you want us to do? We have to look somewhere else to import them. And we don't need Naira to import them, we need dollar. Therefore, you have to look somewhere else. And that is one. The second issue, the exchange of the Naira. This is a policy that just suddenly wake up and say that by 31st December, the Naira you are holding is no longer Naira. And that encourages speculators to go into hard currency. So it's the policy of the CBN that also contributes to the devaluation of the Naira. But the truth of the matter that there is no enough. You remember in the olden days, we are releasing 2 million barrels of crude oil per day. If you times it with the current price, you know what it is. Today we are releasing less than 1.3. Yes. And this gap is too much.
It's at 1.2 correctly.
Yes. Until the government address those lapses and try to checkmate those loopholes and bring the production to the right level, the quantum of the dollar will be available for CBN will be less, especially when we import all the refined product of petroleum. So it's just like we give in the right hand, we take it in the left hand. Okay. Whatever we generate by the crude oil, we also spend it to import refined product. And such refinery like Dangote put it to use, and the other refinery put it to use, the demand for the leather and the dollar officially will be very high, and there will be less for available for the market for the others.
Yes.
And if there is less, you have to go to the market, and I'm not surprised if the price go above 800 naira.
Okay. Now you mentioned crude oil. As we saw earlier this year, there was high crude prices, and most of it, Nigeria has lost the external reserves that would often get from high crude prices due to high petrol subsidy bill and lower petroleum volume. What is the way forward putting all these two together? We could not really attain that compared to countries like Saudi Arabia, which reported so much gains from the high cost of crude oil. But Nigeria did not benefit from this. What do you make of this?
Well, to me, the way forward, the government have no business in a business. Holding this refinery by the government make them comatose. I assure you, if they give this refinery even mere dash, today they will have been in production. So the government should privatize this refinery, let the private investor take over there. Okay. If you remember in the past, most of our cement industry, they were in comatose.
Okay.
By the time they privatize the entire cement industry today, Ashaka is functioning, Sokoto cement is functioning, Benue cement is functioning, and no other cement industry. We are net exporter. We don't import a single cement. That could have been half value if we have privatized the refinery since 2007 when the former president Obasanjo privatized it. So it's never late. We should do the same and encourage the refinery of Dangote to be put in place. That will stop us using foreign exchange to import foreign products, which we don't need to. That is one. Two, the government have to look at the way we encourage people to bring their dollar and exchange at their free will, not at our dictate rate. And that will bring more inflow.
All right.
Of course.
All right. Now, yes. Let's have your final thought. The central bank recently launched the Naira for Dollar scheme as part of efforts to attract remittance. In rounding off all that you've said, has this scheme been able to help, or has it not reached its expected impact? So we'll have this and your final thoughts together in 1 minute.
Well, they were expecting to get $200 billion. That is why they call it MX 200. I do not know, because when their current report, they were saying they were able to achieve up to 6 billion. So 6 billion out of 200, that is 3%. So to me, you can see the achievement is very, very, very minor. So they need to look somewhere else. And the somewhere else is allow people to bring their dollar and change it at the free market. And if they do that, I can assure you more inflow will come, because Nigerian in diaspora can bring as minimum of $25 billion.
Okay.
And if they do that, and other windows open, I can assure you the price that we are talking of 800 will crash, because we still have value for Naira.
All right. I think this is a very good place to pull the plug on this conversation. Thank you very much, Kashimu, for your insightful opinion.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, now we'll move to the oil market, where oil prices rebounded on Tuesday after plunging by more than 3% in the previous session, as the implementation of sanctions on Russia's seaborne crude oil eased concerns about oversupply, while the relaxing of China's COVID-19 curbs bolstered the demand outlook. Brent crude futures gained 38 cents to $38.06 a barrel on Tuesday, while the West Texas Intermediate crude rose 37 cents to $77.29 per barrel. Crude futures on Monday recorded their biggest daily drop in 2 weeks after the United States service sector data raised worries that the Federal Reserve could continue its aggressive policy tightening. The Group of Seven set a top price of $60 a barrel on Russian crude, aiming to limit Moscow's ability to finance its war in Ukraine. But Russia said it will not abide by the measures, even if it has to cut production. The price hikes to be enforced by the G7 nations, the European Union and Australia comes on top of EU's embargo on imports of Russian crude by sea, and similarly pledges by the United States, Canada, Japan and Britain. Well, that's all we can take on the show today. We'll call it a wrap here. My name is Adedapo Adesanya. Till we come your way tomorrow, please. This is Business Breakfast.